Welcome back, familiar, to Northside LDN, and today we've got Osimhen being linked to Arsenal. Rhys Nelson may be offered a new contract after scoring the winner against Bournemouth in Arsenal's 3-2 win defeat. It almost felt like a defeat, I'll tell you that now. Yeah, 5 seconds before that, I'm telling you, it was about to be a different stream. I was about to say, these Filhos da puta are about to hold it, bro. They're going to get cussed in Portuguese, Spanish, Marica, Weron, Tudo, Filho da puta, everything. But listen, we got the 3 points, so I'm going to have to chill on that one. But listen, we got Flawless in the building. Big up, bro.
Yo, big up, man. Love for having me. Much appreciated. Love the setup as well, man. The background looks cold with the Arsenal logo. I respect it. And again, blessed for having me. Appreciated.
Bro, if only our press conferences were like this. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, it'd be fire off. That's a big fact. 110%.
But listen, let's get straight into it. We are going to get into the Man United game and what happened with the match against Liverpool. We're going to get into also Flawless's thoughts with the Arsenal game against Bournemouth. But before we get into that, let's get straight into Osimhen. Osimhen being linked to Arsenal for £133 million. Obviously, Gabriel Jesus is the only prolific striker that we have, if you can even call him that. He's more of a 9, not really a goal scorer. He excels in different parts of the field. He more drops in, brings Martinelli into the game, brings Saka into the game. He's not clinical, but he's our most clinical. And then we've got Nketiah. And Nketiah, that's actually been dropped for Trossard. So we definitely need another striker. I've been saying this in the summer. I said it in January. And now we're seeing, God willing, you know, thankfully we got Trossard, but it is what it is. We need another striker. What do you think of Victor Osimhen? Obviously, it looks like he's going to win the league with Napoli. Do you think he's good enough for Arsenal? Or is he another Werner? Is he another Shevchenko? What are you telling me?
That in terms of profile, because I've not watched him a lot. Obviously, people have been waxing lyrical about Napoli. You mentioned it there. They look like they're going to win Serie A. They're the informed team in the Champions League. There are a lot of people's dark horses. Osimhen, from a profile perspective, I see him doing well in the Premier League. So whether he was to go to Arsenal, whether he was to go to another football club, I think he does well, and he's a great signing for anyone. There's two things he has: pace and power. We all know, I say it all the time when it comes to attacking players, specifically in the Premier League, but in Europe in general. If you do not have pace and power, your other attributes, attacking attributes, have to be exceptional. Because when you look at all the best attackers, whether it's wide players, whether it's 9s, they all have that in common. Yes, you need other attributes to go with that. Technique, first touch, intelligence, and know how to utilize your pace and power. But minus, the only one I can think of who's at the top level who doesn't have that is Maris. He's the only one I can think of when I look at and go, yeah, you don't have that, but he's that good. So Osimhen to Arsenal would be a great signing for you lot. And I think he could be a player who takes you to the next level. Because you mentioned it there with Jesus about him being good at false 9 and he drops in and stretches play and presses and all those good things. But Osimhen is another great option to have. And like I said, if you put him in any other Premier League side, I think he could potentially take them to a next level. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and we know Napoli drive a hard bargain as well. But I wouldn't mind to see Osimhen at Manchester United. I have my other preferences in terms of 9s. But yeah, Osimhen I think would be a good signing for you. Potentially a great signing.
You know what? For me, I'll be real with you, Flawless. Yeah, I look at this and I feel like there's better options. You know, do you know, like for example, when we were going for Mudryk, I didn't want Mudryk. Yeah, it was still embarrassing that Chelsea pipped us to Mudryk, but I felt like there was better options. Like for 133 million for a player that you don't know, is he going to be a Werner? Is he going to be a Haaland? What's he going to be? Obviously, he's not of the level of Haaland, but in terms of, is he going to fit the Premier League? Is his attributes? Is he going to be able to kick off? You know what I mean? I support Benfica. That's my Portuguese team because my family are from Lisbon. And when I saw Darwin Núñez, I was like, it's a bit premature for him to come to the Premier League. The Portuguese league's what? 6th strongest in the world. He's had one good season. Is he ready to jump up to the best league in the world? It's a big jump. It's a big ask. And we've seen players like in the past, like Shevchenko. We've seen other players, bro, that had like, you know what I mean? Like everyone was talking and raving about him. And then what? You know what I mean? Vlahovic. Yeah, last season, the fan base were talking about Vlahovic. He's gone to Juventus. Yeah. Has he really like lit it up?
He hasn't. He's not been good at Juventus. But the reason why I think Osimhen would do well here, because you mentioned it, about is he suited to the Premier League? I think the reason why Werner's just not good anyway, but he's quick, lack of power. Shevchenko, when he came to Chelsea, lack of pace and power, was older in his career. Osimhen, to me, and I'm just talking profile, so I've only got a small sample size to go from when talking about him. I think he suits the Premier League. Do I believe, like Darwin Núñez, you mentioned, I seen him and was like, he'll score goals in the Premier League. Do I believe Darwin Núñez is good enough for where Liverpool are trying to go and win Premier Leagues and win Champions Leagues? No. Could he be a part of a squad that does that? Yes. Because again, it's now football's now, you're old enough, you know this. Football is now an athlete's game. That's what it is. It's a system-based game. It's an athlete's game in 2023. One thing Osimhen is athletic. You lot as Arsenal create enough chances for him, and he's a good enough finisher off his record where I can see him making an impact. Definitely at you lot. But that's why I said when you originally asked me, he wouldn't be my number one option. Manchester United, we need a striker. He wouldn't be my number one option. But if we were to sign him, I go, okay, I like this. Just I look at profiles more so. When players, because I don't watch enough of football outside of the Premier League to give a fair assessment of players. So more so I'm looking at profile, people on my channel who watch more football outside the Premier League than me, and they wax lyrical about him. Because I got a few men on my channel who watch Napoli and watch Serie A, and they're like, yeah, Osimhen's the real deal. So I look at it and go, yeah, I would take Osimhen. There is preferred options, because I prefer to buy from within. My personal first option for Manchester United, betting scandal aside, is Ivan Toney. That's the player.
Don't touch my guy, man.
Yeah, see, because you know about it. This is what I'm saying. Like we haven't spoke about that. Obviously, that's why I said betting scandal aside. I'm not too sure about Ivan Toney in terms of what's going on with that. But I look at him and I go, profile. You fit what's going on. You're already Premier League proven. You're scoring goals and having an impact at Brentford. So if you put you in a better system around better players who dominate the ball even more so, well, even more from you. But yeah, Osimhen, yeah, a good signing for anybody.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, there's Ivan Toney, there's João Felix. The only problem when I look at players like João Felix is too like for like. And even like I always compare to Man United because I grew up seeing Man United, Fergie being the best, you know what I mean? For winning 13 Premier League. So Fergie would always mix it up. You know, and a lot of Arsenal fans, I see them wanting like for like, but it's like you don't need a like for like. Sometimes when Arsenal can't play through the middle, we don't have players that offer anything different. You know, Fabi Vieira is like for Odegaard. You know what I mean? It's too like for like, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And one thing I think Victor Osimhen would bring is that he's more lethal in the box and he can stretch defenses, which is not something that Gabriel Jesus is the strongest at. He can do it, but that's not his strongest attribute. And I think when we need to be more direct and we can't play through the middle, if you're spamming crosses into Osimhen, from what I've seen, I don't watch that league, the guy can finish more times than not. So he might not be a starter, but he can someone that it can affect. Kind of like you don't have Berbatov. Then you had Rooney. Completely different style of striking. You know what I'm saying? And you need that within your squad. Like you don't need like for like all the time, because when you need to implement something different, for example, this season, the first game that we lost to you lot, and then when we stumbled against Newcastle, and then we stumbled against Everton, we didn't really have the type of players that come off the bench that can give you like what a Mitrovic gives you, or like a target man and things like that. And sometimes you need that because sometimes the opposition will, but pack out the midfield, and Arsenal don't have the players to kind of, offset that. Do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes players, bro. So in that aspect, I'll be happy. I don't want a whole group of players that are like for like because it's too predictable. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. It's not about, you want players who are like for like, but you don't want everyone. So say like you have two options who are like for like, because you want to play a system and you want to play a certain way, but then you need to offer something different for when teams, you might come up against a team who that style suited to. They might like the way you're playing, and styles make fights. Very similar to boxing, very similar to UFC or any combat sport. So I get what you're saying with that. Yes, you want like for like, but you don't want like for like the entire way through. So you might want your first choice and second choice striker to be similar. But then the third option is something completely different, where you do get the ball out wide and cross it into the box. And Osimhen, his record speaks for itself in terms of goals. He's a goal scorer. Like I said, and whether that translates to the Premier League, I think it would. Again, I've said it already. I say again, when it comes to his profile, I look at him and go, you are suited to the Premier League. And if you go to Arsenal, because that's who we're talking about, who dominate the ball and you lot create chances, I think he'd score goals for you lot. 100%. And then the thing is with that, you could play him through the middle, and we've seen Jesus play out wide at Manchester City. So that's another option for Arteta, where we could say, all right, let me get Osimhen through the middle and then play Jesus from the right. And then maybe a Martinelli or Trossard from the left. And that's what you want, options. Give the opposition different looks and different things to think about.
Exactly. Otherwise, your system gets figured out. I mean, how many times has Pep tinkered? You know what I mean? You got Alvarez. But then you got Haaland. Do you know what I mean? It's because people are getting used to the way they've been playing football. And yes, they've won 4 out of 5 Prems, but eventually every system gets found out. We've seen this. We've seen Mourinho get found out. We've seen Wenger get found out. We see all these systems get found out because football keeps on evolving. And managers will create systems. Once they face you a couple of times, okay, we know what to expect. Look at this season, man. Like, we've had a couple of teams that have just shut up shop, allowed Arsenal, even within this great season that we're having so far, shut up shop, let us have the ball, cool. Yeah, and then just hit us on the counter. You lot did it perfectly in the first game. So we need players that can counter that. Okay, you want to do that? Cool. We'll switch it. We'll do this. We'll put this player on. We'll start going direct. We'll sit back now. We don't want the ball. We'll hit you on the break. You know what I mean? And that's what we need, bro.
No, that's exactly what it is. Yes, because once you become number one, people that you're then the target. That's what it is. That's why they say it's harder to stay on the mountaintop than it is to get to the mountaintop. Because then once you become number one, it's like, all right, well, Arsenal do this, or United do this, or you mentioned Mourinho's Chelsea do this. So we're going to do this to counteract this. And football does evolve. And that's why the better man, it's evolve or die in anything. You know what I'm saying? And never mind top level professional sport with the best of the best. You have the best of the best analyzing this. Not just the managers, the coaching stuff. Tactical analysis, physical, you know what I'm saying? Like physios, everybody's looking at this, scouts looking for certain players. So yeah, you have to continue to evolve and be ahead of the curve and continue to invest. And Osimhen for me would be, for anybody, a statement signing to go and get the hot property, you know what I'm saying? The striker that everybody is waxing lyrical about, who could potentially help Napoli win a Serie A and the Champions League, or go deep into the Champions League, because they'll get through at least to the next round. No one ain't trying to draw Napoli. That's a statement. Not only does that lift all of the fans, that lifts all of the players, and it also puts everybody else on notice in the league. Right, Arsenal just signed Osimhen. They've just won the league or finished second, whichever one you do. If you lot win the league, right, they just signed Osimhen. That means they mean business. That means not only are they looking to go for the Premier League again or try and win it, they're also looking at the Champions League. Like, it's very similar to when we got Van Persie off you. Statement signing. Oh shit. You know what I'm saying? United mean business. And then we went and won the league that season.
The problem is, though, Flawless, when's the last time you've seen, in the last 19 years, what's the last transfer window you've seen Arsenal do what we need to do? We don't, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is, yeah, Man United are looking at Osimhen, yeah? This is the problem. We get finessed, yeah, and we always flop when it's a bidding war. Rafinha didn't get the player in the bidding war.
That's
Mudryk didn't get the player in the bidding war. João Felix, yeah, apparently too expensive. Yeah, didn't get him in the bidding war. So when I'm looking at Edu, yeah, when I'm looking at that guy looks like Chucky from the Rugrats, bro. Looks like Phil and Lil with that square head, yeah. It's always the same crap with Edu. As much as I can big up this manager that I didn't think would be in this position, I don't necessarily.
Yeah. You gotta give credit to them. You have to give credit to the manager, yeah.
Bro, Edu's a bum, bro. How can you scout a player, yeah, for 6 months? Yeah, Mudryk's coming. My guy is going on, you know what I mean? ITV doing interviews. This guy thinks he's a B-Tech Ronaldo. I'm going, and this and that. And the next thing you know, bro, Chelsea come, and the Chelsea that's what? Mid-table, come and get the player off of you. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't have faith in Edu, bro. Most of the time, we don't get our first targets at Arsenal. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got Jorginho. Our main targets was Moses Caicedo and Moses Caicedo and Declan Rice. We go get the C-Tech thing. You know what I mean? We go get the C-Tech thing. Then we're going for Mudryk. Whether I rate him or not, we go get Trossard. I like Trossard, but go get the player that you want, bro. This isn't, bro.
Yeah, I hear you now, bro.
This is a hand-me-down. We don't get the new thing. You know, like when I was younger, yeah, my sister would give me the hand-me-down Nokia. You know what I mean? I never get the new thing, bro. Man, I'm going to school with the Ericsson. I've got the hand-me-down Nokia. I'm big up to Nokia because Nokia saved me, innit? You know what I mean? And MSN Messenger come out. Man, you're talking Sadu, bro. I got the new thing. Why does she always get the new thing and I always get the hand-me-downs?
I get what you're saying in terms of wanting your first choice target, but then sometimes the fact that, and yes, Arsenal, I understand you want an Arsenal to do better in windows, but the fact that you now have an option B and C that is at least suitable, that's a step in the right direction. Of course, you always want your option A. With Mudryk, I actually think you got the better deal getting Trossard. When I seen you lot do get Trossard in January, I said, that's very smart business from Arsenal. Because I rate Trossard, good player, good squad player, knows the Premier League. You don't have to worry about him settling in. He's only in Brighton. He's not coming from far, so you don't have to worry about him trying to settle in the south of the country or anything like that. And we've seen the impact he's made. Yeah, you wanted Rice. Jorginho receives a lot of criticism from Chelsea fans. A lot of it, I think, is over the top. When I seen you lot get Jorginho, I thought, smart business again. Yes, it's not ideal. Caicedo is the one you wanted. Jorginho has his deficiencies. But I looked at it and went, Does Jorginho improve Arsenal's squad? Yes, he's better than what they have behind Xhaka and Partey. Does Trossard also improve your squad? Yes, it's about improvements. Again, you wanted option A's and you may have got option B's and C's, but it's still a step in the right direction. And you're still, to me, in pole position to win the league. And you are currently right now favorites. Do I believe there is more twists and turns? Yes. But I only turned on you lot being favorites this past week with the game against Bournemouth, the way you lot beat Villa, and the bounce back from Manchester City. Because I was expecting two things: the capitulation of Arsenal after a couple defeats, and all when you lot went on that run last month. And I was also expecting Manchester City to go on a run of 10, 15 games winning streak. Neither of these things have happened. So even though Arsenal aren't where you want to be, they're still aiming to do that. This is the best I've seen Arsenal do in a minute in terms of business. I thought the January window was shrewd. I thought it was good. It could have been great, though. You lot could have solidified it and locked it off with Caicedo, maybe a João Felix. But Trossard and Jorginho, solid business. That's what I'd say. Same way my club in January. I wanted us to do more, but I think we did solid business in January.
I can't lie. I gave our January transfer window business a 3 out of 10. I thought it was pathetic. I thought it was pathetic. I can't even lie, bro. I was happy with Trossard. Jorginho, no way, bro. No way. But listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Let's get on to the next bit of news. I want to get your thoughts on this. Rhys Nelson. Apparently, some rumors saying that it's true. Some rumors are saying that it's false. Rhys Nelson apparently may sign a contract. He's in contract extension talks. He will go free in the summer. What do you make of this, bro? One goal against Bournemouth and all of a sudden we're looking to give him an extension.
It depends if is it an extension to keep him as part of the squad. Are you just extending him to then try and sell him on? Like, that's the two things I'm looking at. Is one or the other receivers. Because I've not watched a lot of Rhys Nelson to say, right, whether he's good enough or whether he's not. I'm guessing by your reaction to this, you're not with it at all in terms of his quality. And we haven't even spoke about this. Bear in mind, people, me and Northside haven't spoke before this about Rhys Nelson. But I'm guessing you're not with it. But say, for instance, you do sign him to a deal and then you move him on in the summer. Again, I think that's just solid business. If you do move him on for a certain amount and then reinvest him in the squad. That's what it is. Because it's working. Like Arteta at the moment, you lot were in, you know what I'm saying, it's early March, and you lot are pole position, not only first in the Premier League, you're favourites for the league. Like, that is testament to Arteta and your squad. What is going on is working. Now, if you fall short, everything you said, you'll look back at January and go, if we would have done more. But if Jorginho and Trossard do enough and you lot win the league title, you have to give them man credit and say, yo, they helped us.
Flawless, man. For me, nah, bro. Nah, I'm not even
I can tell your man's not having it. I even Arsenal fan people, I'm here United fans saying, yo, Arsenal have done solid business. But you have to, if you lot win the Prem, like, the business was right. If you lot win the Premier League.
No, but you know what? This is my two issues with it, yeah? What happened to we're not going to allow any player to run down to the last 2 years. This guy can walk free in the summer, bro. That's pathetic. So that's number one. Number two, is we give out contract extensions, too easily at Arsenal. Nketiah has never been of the level that we needed to. You know what I'm saying? And this is why Trossard is playing out of position, yet takes his spot. Because he ain't good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's all the back of, but last season he scored 2 goals. He ain't good enough. That's the reality about it. People want to say, but we're top of the league. Yeah, but at the end of the day, can you rely on this guy? Because he ain't been scoring for how many games now? He ain't good enough. And it's the same with Rhys Nelson. Like, Rhys Nelson, I'm sorry. Yeah, you scored a banging goal against Bournemouth, bro. But I want to see, for me to rate a player, I need to see consistency. And I've not seen consistency. Okay, there's an argument that he hasn't been selected enough. But at the end of the day, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it when he's been out on loan. I haven't seen it when he's been here, that he's good enough to push us on. And if we win the league next season, or if we finish second, win the Champions League, does Rhys Nelson take my club forward? Because I tell you what, when we extended Rob Holding, he ain't taking my club forward. When we extended El Neni, didn't take my club forward. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not with these, like, pay as you go players, bro. They're pay as you go because they're shit. You don't want to extend them long. They're pay as you go. Top up, bro. Go to the shop. I bet you run me. Go to the shop. Top this up. You know what I mean? This filo da puta. Just go put a $5. You know, I don't want to put 20 because this phone is shit. It's a burner. Just go put a $5. No, I'm not on it. I'm a Flores. I'm not on it, bro.
I'm with you on that. However, we started off the show talking about Osimhen. So Osimhen we know Nketiah is not good enough. That's a major improvement in that area. You've also got Balogun, who's been banging in goals. He's coming back. So potentially your forward line, well, number 9 options next season, let's say hypothetically, is Osimhen, Jesus, Balogun. That's a step in the right direction. I understand you talking about, trust me, I'm a United fan. I know all about fugazi and terrible contract negotiations and players getting deals that shouldn't and too much money and lengths of contract and all that nonsense. But it is progress, and you lot, as much as it pains me to admit it, seem to be heading in the right direction. Maybe not at the pace that you want it to be and not everything in place, but it's still better than it has been. For the longest time, I can't remember the last window I seen Arsenal have and say, yo, that's solid business. This is the first season in years you lot have surprised me where I'm like, oh shit, Arsenal might actually do something. This is no longer the old Arsenal who would just fold under pressure. Because I've been waiting on it. I've been waiting like, yo, Arsenal. I've been waiting on it like Arsenal are going to fold. They're going to fold at some point, whether it was the City game, like I said, whether it was against us, whether it was the Brentford game where you drop points. But it seems every time you lot have a setback, you continue to bounce back. And again, that's testament to Arteta, that's testament to your first team, and that's testament to the business you've done. Because Jorginho, from what I've seen, and obviously you will watch more Arsenal than me, has done the business. I rate Jorginho. I think he's a good squad player to have. Chelsea fans were just on his case because he's an easy target. Look at Chelsea without him. You know what I'm saying? Their possession stats have gone down. Their midfield has gotten worse with him, but he's an easy scapegoat because he gets caught in transition, defensively not sound, rare tear, and all of these things are true. But again, he should be, if where Arsenal are trying to go to, Chelsea, my club, Manchester United, squad players. And I think people lose sight of that. He's being, your Arsenal will see the best of Jorginho. You know why? Because you ain't playing him week in, week out. And we've seen the impact he's had in certain games. Again, can you improve on squad players? Yes, but that's why they're squad players. There's a reason. If man are world class, top class, they're playing week in, week out. Like an Odegaard, for instance, like a Saka, for instance, like a Saliba. But I understand your frustration, and I think your frustration more derives from not so much this season. This is over. This is 2 decades. That's what this is. I know this in it. I get it. Because you're from a similar era to me, you know what I'm saying, in terms of age and seeing it. So I understand your frustration is not just January, not just this season. It's gone up until March. This is 2 decades of just, bullshit. If we would have done this, this, and this, we'd be much further ahead of the curve. Because my club are in a very similar position where we've made fantastic progress this season. Fantastic progress. But that still doesn't negate the past 10 years and all the bullshit we've done. And all the times you've cost just bad management and just bad decision making and bad players have cost us. So I understand your frustration. I get it. It's 2 decades ago.
I hear what you're saying about Jorginho. Here's my point. Here's the problem that I have with Jorginho. Yeah, I said it when we got Jorginho. He's better rotation or a starter ahead of Xhaka than he is of Partey, because his strength is not defensive. So why are you going to play him like that? When Chelsea play him, more time, if I remember correctly, is with Kante, because they know that Kante can do the defensive and Jorginho's good going forward, just like the deficiencies of Xhaka. Xhaka's better going forward than he is defensively. The problem is, at times I've seen Jorginho being in the Partey role, and then you've got Xhaka. You've got 2 midfielders that can't defend.
Yeah, because they do the same thing, because Jorginho's about when he's good defensively, but it's not at covering the ground, going to destroy. It's not that. What Jorginho is very good at, that's his weakness. Covering ground, getting bypassed, turning. He's not mobile. He's a very, very good screener. He'll screen and sit in front of the back 4. That's what he'll do. But then, because he's screening and sitting in front of the back 4, you need a Thomas Partey. You need a Kante. You need a mobile midfielder next to him to go and enforce it to then go and do it. But I understand your point. You lot should have went, even though you lot had a solid window, you could have went and got more and put the title race to bed, because it should have been Jorginho and somebody else. It should have been Trossard and another. Go and make it. We've seen Chelsea do it with Todd B. Yes, we're laughing and joking, but he went and spent big money to try, and it's not working. And we're laughing at Graham Potter, but they attempted to go and do it. They went and signed 5-6 players and was like, all right, here you go. So all this, it takes 3-4 windows is nonsense. And that's a whole lot. And I argue with a lot of my fans about that as well, and debating on my own channel where people say, it's 3-4 windows. You don't necessarily need to spend 400, 500 million. Go and do shrewd business. Like I use my last year as an example. Nobody wasn't talking about Manchester United signing him last year. We got him for 12 million. Been a solid investment. Martinez, you talk about A and B options. People forget this. Yeah, we just got packed by Liverpool and people are running jokes on Martinez. Martinez has been quality the entire season. He was option B. We was in for Timber. That was who it was. Nobody this time last season was talking about Martinez, and he wasn't expensive. That's 2 signings right there. And I say all the scouting teams and recruitment teams need to do more, because there's hundreds, thousands of footballers playing all across the globe. Your club, my club, have all the resources they need to go and find players.
How are Brighton getting Mitoma? Exactly to your point. How did Brighton find Mitoma before our clubs?
Brighton got Mitoma, and you telling us that Brighton have better resources than us to Caicedo. All the players, unless you like a teenage sensation, 99.9% of players were unknown at some point, and somebody went and located them. You mentioned Mitoma, you mentioned Caicedo. The list goes on and on and on and on. I'm saying Leicester have kind of fell off. They found Kante, sold Kante, then found Ndidi. Like, what are we talking about here? So
wasn't Mahrez like 300k?
Yeah, Mahrez was 300k. Mahrez. And he's just in front. So go and locate these players. So I think it's more so on recruitment. And I'm always critical, because yes, your job is extremely tough as scouts, but you are paid extremely well. You are compensated for your time. Go and locate and do your job and go locate. It's not easy. No, it's not. But this is why you're paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a month to do so.
100%. And this is why, for me, Rhys Nelson, if he's leaving in the summer, well, he's going to be part of the squad, innit? If we win the league, you've done your job. Goodbye, bro. Goodbye. Win the Champions League. We don't need you no more. What are you going to do? We already got Rob Holding. What's he going to do next season for us to... Because, bro, the standard, is not just qualifying for Champions League. I want to win the league, and Arteta is doing very well with the squad that he was given. Let me clarify that. For anyone that's just the first time hearing me talk about my football club, I'm very impressed with Arteta. I'm more annoyed with upstairs not giving him the tools that are necessary, because he's overachieving with this squad. And I don't care how you feel about Arsenal. No one predicted this. So I'm happy with that. But at the end of the day, there's players here that's not been good enough or let us down. And Rhys Nelson, not so much that he's let us down, he's just not of the level. Do you remember when Arsenal fans were overhyping Iwobi? Look at that bum, bro. Look at that bum, bro. I don't even know how he made it in football. I swear to God, if I go to Lisbon right now, juro agora, na vida da minha mãe, I'll tell you right now, I'll get one kid off the street, 16 years old, can do things with the ball that Iwobi can't do, bro. And this guy, he's got holes in his shoes right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you spitting. Yeah, you spitting. I just want to say, side note as well, you lot give it up to Northside, because I love the switching language when you're cursing. That's brilliant, yeah. That's A1, man. The switching, like, that's how I know you're getting into it. Man will just switch language. I get it. I understand. I get it.
I must bring my Angolan side as well and say, bro, people, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Don't be a filho da puta. Flawless, his link is in the descriptions, in the title of the video. Don't be a marica. Don't be a filho da puta. Don't be a viado da merda. Just like and subscribe. Don't cost you anything. You know what I mean? More content. If you like the content, you're helping both of us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't be a marica all your life, yeah? Don't be a marica. But anyway,
so hit the like button here and subscribe here as well, people. Make sure you do so.
Exactly. Flawless. We need to chat about this. 7-0.
Yes.
Yeah. My cousin downstairs, yeah. He was there, yeah. He thought we lost against Bournemouth, yeah. When we won, the way I was screaming at this guy, yeah, I said, you know what? Tomorrow you must win. You must, because if you don't, yeah, the crap I'm gonna talk, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Bro, at the end of the day, listen, let's get your side of it. You're a Man United supporter. What do you make of it? What do you make of the performance?
It was everything that could have went wrong for us went wrong, and everything that went right for them could have went right. I'm saying I'm not going to defend. I'm a big fan of Ten Hag, massive fan of Ten Hag, all the progress he's made. And you can't lose 7-0 and defend that. So I'm not going to defend him. I'm not going to defend any of those players. And I'm not going to pinpoint any single individual player, because they were all awful. All bad, all awful, and I didn't need... A lot of United fans get gassed up, you know what I'm saying, because of the season we've had and the progress we've had. And Ten Hag has been overachieving with what he's got. Very similar to what you said in terms of Arteta has not been given the best possible tools. Ten Hag has been cooking up a storm, and these are not his ingredients. This is not his kitchen. That is not his Dutch pot, and he's been doing the business. But our players folded. Our most important players folded, in terms of when I say that: Varane, Martinez, Casemiro, Rashford. They've been our 4 best players this season. They've been our 4 most important players. They were all horrific. And then add on top of that, everybody next to them was horrific. So Martinez and Varane were horrific. Both fullbacks were terrible as well. Casemiro was horrific. Fred was horrific. Rashford was terrible. Everyone were around him. And Anfield is not the place to go and be horrific. Because I'm not saying I expected 7-0, but it's a place you can go and get battered. Because I said this before the game. Manchester United fans were confident. I said this game has never been easy. I have seen, let me state this. I have seen better Manchester United sides go to Anfield and play worse Liverpool sides than this and go there and not win. Go there and draw. Go there and lose. This is the actual game, Anfield, where it doesn't matter about form. I've seen treble winning, double winning, Premier League winning Manchester United sides go there and get beat because that is the game they are always up for. And add on top, when you look at this season, they have nothing to play for. I was stating all this beforehand. This is their cup final. We are going to be bang. They are going to be bang up for it. The players are going to be bang up for it. Klopp's going to be bang up for it. And the place is going to be rocking. Anfield is going to be rocking. And that's what happened. And at halftime, 1-0 down, I'm like, all right, we got a chance. But we just capitulated. Absolutely capitulated. And it's ridiculous to see the way that, big up to D1 as well, it's ridiculous to see what happened. And I'm expecting a response. And that's how legit. Freak result. But I'm not going to cry about it because it doesn't change any. Well, yeah, I'm not going to cry about it because it doesn't change anything long term. I look at long term in terms of the season objectives. Our season objectives, for me, we can still win 3 trophies. We can still have a 10 out of 10 season. And I had people telling me, oh, Manchester United can't have a 10 out of 10 season. I'm like, why? Because we just got packed by Liverpool. Yes, it's bad for bragging rights. Yes, I get bantered on socials. I get bantered on here. I get bantered on my own channel and other channels. And people are going to run jokes and bants and memes and all that. I understand that. But it's about trophies. It's about progress. We've won the Carabao Cup. If we go and win the FA Cup and Europa League, we won 3 trophies. It's not the treble, it's a treble. That is a terrific season. That is a 10 out of 10 season. And that's how I'm looking. I'm expecting a bounce back against Betis, against Southampton, then following Betis, and then the FA Cup game against Fulham. And come the international break, the end of this month, we could be in the FA Cup semi-final and the Europa League quarter-final. So that's how I'm looking at. Terrible day. Ten Hag got it wrong. And the players just absolutely compounded that as well. Horrific all around. But hopefully, not even hopefully, I expect Ten Hag to learn from this. And I didn't need this defeat to know that these players are not good enough. Because the whole talk was, are Manchester United in the title race? I've said verbatim, no, because this squad is not good enough. People are like, well, why are you not back in the team? Why are you not in the title race? Look at the team. Don't let Ten Hag doing what he's doing working miracles and all the players either playing at their maximum or over their maximum fool you. We're not a league title winning side yet. But I'm expecting us to do the business this season and in the summer have a good transfer window and then we go again. That's how I'm looking at it.
No, listen, I hear what you're saying. Listen, I'm gonna be fair, yeah, because at the end of the day, yeah, a lot of Arsenal fans, and I'm not saying these lot are the real ones, but a lot of Arsenal fans were saying when Arteta came and he got us 8th, 5th, at certain times in the league we were 15th. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, it took Klopp 4 years. If I'm being completely honest, yeah, of course the result is horrendous, yeah, and I'll be fuming if we lost to Tottenham like that. I'm not even gonna front, yeah, it's embarrassing. But there is need for context. At the end of the day, yeah, Arteta got us 8th in his first season. He got 8th twice. This manager has got this Man United squad, yeah, that nobody rated up to 3rd, yeah, and it looks like he's going to be in the top 4 in his first season. I swear he's only brought in Anthony and Casemiro.
It was Anthony, Casemiro, Martinez. Yeah, Weghorst and Sabitzer were January, but then we had Anthony, we had Malacia, we had Martinez, Casemiro, Anthony, Eriksen, they're the 5. And then throw in Sabitzer and Weghorst in January.
And he's already got you lot playing the style of football that you needed. Arteta took a while. Took him a couple of years to implement the style of football that he wanted. Both managers, okay, people can say about, maybe you rate the Man United squad that he inherited over the Arsenal one. Both of them are shambolic. We've been a shell of what we used to be. So it's irrelevant. That one there is irrelevant. At the end of the day, the guys come in. Arteta's already spent £400 million, yeah, and been given all this patience. Ten Hag deserves more. In 9 months, he's done more already. He's won the Carabao. Yeah, okay, it's not the same as the FA Cup, but he's still in the FA Cup and Europa. And he can still, I don't know if he could be in a title challenge, but he's still going to get a better finish in the Premier League with
than expected.
or
Yes,
potentially
absolutely.
3 cups won in his first year. So it's not all doom and gloom. We can't, I can't sit here and say, oh, I didn't really rate Arteta, and I'm waiting to the end of the season before I change my mind, because the season ain't over.
Yeah, that's fair. The season's not over. That is facts. There will be more twists and turns. Yes.
But at the same time, bro, like I've seen this guy. Look at the performance against Barcelona. Look at the performance for Man United. Yeah, the first game that we played you lot, where you lot won. At the end of the day, like I've seen a lot, even though I'm not a Man United fan, to say, yo, this guy is a tactician. This guy knows, and that is what I was I looked a bit disappointed at him, just because I like him as a manager, not so much your club, but I like him as a manager. I was thinking, why are you so naive pressing Liverpool? Because in the first half, you had the chances to bury them. Okay, cool. You didn't bury them. 1-0. It's not calamity at 1-0. You can still go back. You know what I'm saying? Like you can at least minimum get a draw at 1-0. Like it's not doom and gloom. The game ain't over. Come on. Do you know what I'm saying? But then you're seeing like the lot. Like, why are you pressing Robertson that high off the pitch? The one thing I've liked about Man United this season is, well, I saw it when you lot played us. You lot are very good at keeping compact and then hitting deadly and fast on the break. And you lot, give intentional balls, you're quick, you relay the ball quickly, get it from one end of the pitch to the other end very quickly as soon as the other team commit a high line. And in the second half, I didn't see that. I was like, why are you pressing the pressing kings? These men that's all they are. Because you can't tell me Harvey Elliott, Fabinho, that kind of midfield.
Yeah, they're straight workman, like, you know what I'm saying? Lunchbox
they
FC.
Work off
like,
space.
That's what they are. They kick and run. You know what I'm saying? That's what
they
I call
work
them.
Off space. And you lot gave them that space by pressing high, by leaving holes. I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, it is ridiculous, bro. I was just like, why are you? If you lot did the same thing that you did against Arsenal in the first game that we met, you could have, minimum, you would have got a draw, bro. Hit these lot on the break, bro.
Yeah, but the difference is, and a lot of people like are forgetting it, because there was a lot of conversation about him. Obviously, Eriksen got injured. Eriksen was instrumental in that game against Schüller. If you look at 2 of those 3 goals, yes, Bruno got the plaudits for the assist. There's one he wrapped into Bruno. There's a pass he wrapped round through your midfield into Bruno. Bruno span, put in Rashford. And then there's another one he's dinked into Bruno, and then Bruno span and then played in the player. And a lot of people, very similar to like Jorginho, it's the same criticism of Eriksen. Can't play well in big games, too bad in transition, blah, blah, blah. And then he received a lot of criticism after you lot beat us at the Emirates 3-2. And I was saying, yes, Eriksen has his deficiencies, like most players do. But people like to act like most players don't. He has deficiencies, but 2 things he does very well. 1, he's press resistant, and 2, keeping the ball. You know what I'm saying in that? 2, keeping the ball and playing passes and playing progressive passes through a press. And we missed that because, yeah, Casemiro's quality. Don't get me wrong. Casemiro is still quality, but he had an horrific game. Fred at best is a squad player. Big up to TJ as well. Appreciated. Yeah, Fred at best is a squad player, and that's where it stems from. But I wanted us in that game, I was saying beforehand, I want us to line up how we did against Manchester City at home, where we played the 3 in midfield. So it was Fred, Casemiro, Eriksen. He played Bruno wide right, Rashford wide left, Martial up the top. But then he went there with the 4-2-3-1. And then before the game, I'm in Ten Hag I trust because of the miracles he's working. At the start of the season, I'm talking about, yo, get us 5th or 6th, a Carabao Cup, and get us playing a certain style. And I will take both your arms off for that right now. That's where I was at, because people forget we had our worst ever Premier League season last season with our worst ever Premier League manager, in my opinion. And people look at the team now and go, yeah, the team's good. Bear in mind, when Ten Hag took over, there was no Casemiro, there was no Martinez, there was no Anthony, these are all signings he's made and implemented into the side. And these ain't all his tools. And I didn't need us, again, let me repeat this. I didn't need us to get slapped to Anfield to go, such and such isn't good enough. Such and such isn't good enough. I know the players who I rate and who I don't. I know this already before that. I don't need a terrible defeat to go, shit, we need to get rid of such and such. Same way you know what I'm saying, Northside. You don't need Arsenal not to win this league title to go, right, such and such is not good enough. You've already thought in your mind, you're not good enough regardless of the results. And that's how I look at it. Horrific defeat. I say to United fans, it will pass. Horrific defeat, and that's all it is. They've won their trophy for the season. It's bragging rights. We're going to take Corn, which we deserve. I'm not going to defend any of them players for that match. I'm not defending one, but I'm not letting people take it outside of that match and all the season's a disaster. No. You know what I'm saying? It's 1-3. We've lost 3 matches, I think, in 33 games. So it's like I'm looking at a context. Plus, as well, on top of that, And people would be like, oh, you capping, you lying. I'm not lying. I've seen worse Manchester United defeats than this. Not scoreline wise. I'm talking about what's on the line. All that was in stake in that game is bragging rights. If we was in a title race this season, genuinely, that defeat, I'd be pissed. I'd be here shouting and swearing. I'd be here shouting and swearing and be genuine mad, like, cost us the league title. I've seen Manchester United lose the league title on the last day. I've seen us in Premier League title races, draws and losses cost us at the end of the season. I've seen us lose Champions League finals, semi-finals, quarterfinals. The Champions League games that we've got knocked out over 20 years ago and 20 years ago, I'm still not over now because those teams were good enough and there's stuff at stake. Again, I look at trophies. When you go and look, if you've anybody in the chat who's lucky enough to have been to Old Trafford, go look at the statues outside Old Trafford. There's nobody who's got a statue outside that stadium for just winning a match 7-0 or just winning a game or finishing top 4. It's about winning trophies. There's pictures of a lot of the legends who have played for this glorious football club. None of them are there because we finished top 4 or won a game big. No. It's about winning trophies. And that's still the remit. If we finish top 3 and get 3 trophies, or even if we finish top 3 and get 2 trophies, exceptional season. If we finish top 3 and it's only the Carabao Cup, good season. And a great platform to build from, because we hadn't won a trophy in 7 years since 2017. So that's
but listen, all the super Arsenal fans, they can't say nothing because they're bigging up Mikel Arteta finishing 8th and getting the FA Cup. So got to keep the same energy. No, but it's true though. It's true. You got to keep the same energy. You can't say for your manager that's wavy, and then for Man United, I know Man United are a bigger club. Like let's just be real, they are. Yeah, but at the same time, like. You know, the standards are high and this guy has only just come in. For me, not only did the manager getting these lot pressing against the pressing kings in Liverpool expose the back line, they all had dreadful performances. Dreadful. Martinez, I don't know why you're trying to play left back. What are you doing? Getting sat on your ass. Varane, allowing Darwin Núñez, bro, to out jump you. Like, come on, both of you. Like, you're just as tall as him, bro. You shouldn't be out jumped, bro. Do you know what I mean? Lean back on him. I don't care, bro. Drag him to the. I don't do something, bro. But you can't allow him to out jump.
Do something.
You know what I'm saying? The lot, I don't know what is going on because at times I've seen the lot have a good performance and thinking, you know, maybe he can play for my national team for Portugal. But him and Cancelo, both of these bums, I'm saying, yo, you man, I don't think you're playing for Portugal. You know what I'm saying? You might have to go play for Angola, all the nations that speak Portuguese that ain't as good. Maybe go for Angola, Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau, you know what I mean? Cabo Verde. Go over there, bro. I don't think you're playing for Portugal, bro. There's levels to this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I hear you. Because Delo has been good like this season, but like since he come back from this injury, he's not been bang at it. And like you said there, I'm not defending any of these men. Like for that game in particular, horrendous. They was all of them. You know what I'm saying? Every single 1 to 11, all of them terrible. You know what I'm saying? Terrible. And to Varel, he was saying, like, I think Northside said this, both sides weren't good. Even if you believe Arsenal's is worse, cool, but both sides were nowhere near the level of where Arsenal and Manchester United want to compete at. Nowhere near the level. Zero. Nowhere near.
Bro, everyone was before Ten Hag came in, yeah. Let's keep it real. What you bought about 4 players, yeah? About 4 players? Yeah?
5, yeah, it was 5.
Cool. So why are you judging? We can't get onto Ten Hag because the excuse I saw around this fan base was, oh, you can't judge Mikel Arteta, he needs his team. Bro, a lot of these men ain't his team, bro. Fred ain't his player. Shaw ain't his player. The lot is not his player. You know what I mean? Maguire ain't his player. So if we're going to say, oh, you can only judge a manager, because these are excuses that I heard, innit? And I don't agree with it. But I'm just saying, like, I keep the same energy. The energy I keep for my team, I judge Man United, I judge City, I judge everyone. You know what I'm saying? The standards always have to be high.
Yeah, keep the standards high. Absolutely.
We can't be giving, oh, it's a write-off and it's a free hit. What happened to free hits? You know what I'm saying?
Facts. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It's about keeping the same energy. Yes, even when a manager does not have his players, there still should be some form of system. You should still be getting results. And that's why Chelsea fans are getting that Graham Potter. That's not his team, but you still shouldn't be winning 3 games in 17. That's not what you should be doing with that team. Absolutely not. That's not what you should be doing. And that's why I'm rating what Ten Hag's done, because he's exceeded my expectations already. And we're only in March. Because I'm like, wow, look at how we're playing. We went to the new camp away.
People put you in a title race.
Yeah, people, and that was crazy to me. I'm like, we ain't in no title race, but I'm like, people want to run with that. Cool. We went to the new camp with a midfield of Sabitzer, Fred, and Weghorst. And I seen it and went, yeah, we can get something. That's how much confidence I have in this manager. He's put so much confidence in this team where I'm like, I see that midfield. I wait at the new camp people, Fred, Sabitzer, and Weghorst in the 10 that we'd never seen before, and it worked. And we should have won that game. And yeah, we got past Barcelona and thankful. And I'm hoping we go on and win that competition. But that's how much faith it is. I'm like, all right, well, if he can do this with these players, what can he do when he actually gets his own players in? And let's go and invest in the summer again and go get 5-6 players and make it a genuine assault on the Premier League and try to win the title. Go deep. I ain't even saying win the Champions League. Just become mainstays in there again. Let's start getting to the quarterfinals on a regular basis and then see what happens.
Exactly. And this is why this comment here, like, while 8th and 5th is unacceptable for Arteta, you need to remember he's still a baby in management terms. Can't compare a rookie manager to manager who's managed for 10 plus years. This is why you don't get a rookie then. This is what I'm saying. My club is not an experiment. My club isn't a top team. This ain't Woolstone FC. This ain't Barnet, bro. You know what I'm saying? This ain't Watford, bro. This ain't them man there. So at the end of the day, bro, you can't, like, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, what I'm saying is, I'm not even agreeing with free hits and all of this stuff, What I'm saying is, if people, I'm not necessarily saying you, George, but if Arsenal fans, the ones that were using these excuses now can't be moving and shifting the goalposts when it's now for another manager. If that's your excuse for your manager, then you got to keep it the same and funky with everybody. You know what I'm saying? For me, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, these clubs, are the biggest clubs in this country. Absolutely. You can't come here and have low standards. The standard is win trophies, bro. Win trophies. That is it. That's the whole point that you play football. You don't play football to look at XG, to be looking at, but we had more possession. I've seen this club be possession FC, and then realize possession don't win you nothing.
Possession don't win you matches. Yeah, facts.
And when we win a game and we've had less possession, none of these men are talking about possession. None of these men are talking about XGs. It's the goals. And even against Bournemouth, you see how nobody wants to talk about the performance. No one wants to talk about VAR. It's all about, we got the 3 points. This is what happens when you actually put the ball in the back of the net and assert yourself and win the game. Everything else is irrelevant. Everyone gets decisions go against them and things like that, but you need to win the game. And this is what I'm saying. Everything else is irrelevant. Whether you're a young manager or a young player, some people are saying, Rhys Nelson, he's young. Well, then go learn your trade by Leverkusen.
You can loan out or something. You're here to, Arsenal are here to win now. You're not, like you said, we're not an experiment, so you're not trying to hear that. You should be here either ready to go or just ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
These men want to give me a pity pack. If you don't know what pity pack means, it's a heart attack. These men want to give me a heart attack. 19 years. 19 years I heard to hear my cousin downstairs, Daniel, the filo da puta, always giving it to me, running up his mouth. My uncle during the Mourinho stage, grilling me, slandering me, Drogba, finishing off every time. Bro, the shit I've had to go through, bro. I swear that the last time Arsenal won the league, I was 12, bro. Man was in high school. I had to start getting physical. I was like, if you chat to me, I'm going to box you in your face, bro. I'm not having it no more, bro. When it got to year 5, I was like, nah. 5 years, no Premier League. I'm not having it no more, bro. I'm going to have to start doing swingers. These filhos da puta want to talk to me like I'm a viado da merda, filho da puta daí da rua. Who am I, bro? Don't look like a vagabundo. Nah. These men don't know the pain I've had to go through, A man are telling me, he's young, this is young. No, win now, bro. And if you don't win now, fuck off. Because I tell you what, people can big up our managers, young players. All these men, if they get a bigger club coming in from Barca, Real Madrid, all these men are leaving. I've seen it before.
You've seen this happen. You're talking from a PTSD perspective, so I understand why you are so skeptical about Arsenal this season. Like I said just before, it's not just about this season. You're looking at the entire 19 years and going, we've been here before. This is why I don't trust these men. And I get it. I fully understand why you don't trust these men. I fully get it. 100%. Yeah, you do say it as it is. I respect it highly. Respect it very highly.
I mean, if your girl was to do something funky and cheat on you, would you trust her?
Yeah, this is it. And say she's been cheating for 19 years, and in the 20th year, she's like, I'm going to change. Yeah, she's gonna I'm going to change 20th year. Like, nah, I'm
also cheated on me for 19 years. The only person that can cheat on me 19 years, I'm still here.
And you're still here, innit? You're still here, like, and they're telling you they've changed, and you're like, yeah, whatever, innit? 20th year, yeah, 100%. I get it. Fully, I get it. I can see where, that's why I said it. I know where you're talking from. Even though you didn't say that to me, I was like, you're not talking just about this season. This is over a long period of time.
This is 19 years of cooking for my uncle, cooking in the playground, cooking in college, cooking at work, cooking at break, cooking everywhere, bro. More cooks than flipping Edu when he's out there in the favela, getting a little churrasco, a little flipping Barbie on. Do you know what I'm saying? More cookings, bro. So it's one of them ones, bro. But ultimately, with your manager, I don't think it's just the players. I think the players were. He couldn't predict that they're gonna drop that stinker. You know what I mean? Of a performance, everybody. But at the same time, it's like, bro, why are you not playing Sabitzer, bro? Like, why are you not playing?
I said this. That's why I said I wanted to see the midfield free. But hindsight's a beautiful thing, because when I seen that lineup, I went and said, yeah, that's good enough. And his subs have been so on point as well. And it's in-game management and him being proactive when it's not worked. So I'm not going to go overboard just off that one game. I put it down to a horrendous day at the office and go, yeah, it's fine. And like someone said there in the chat about, oh, Martinez. No, Martinez just had a horrific game. People have been waiting to cook Martinez for the longest. But Martinez has been fantastic for Manchester United. So has Varane, so has Casemiro, so has Rashford. That game in particular, awful. Overall, this season, fantastic. This is why our season has already been a success. Now the question is, how successful is it going to be? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be great? Is it going to be near on perfect? That's how I look at it, but that's just me.
What do you think about Bruno Fernandes? Because I see him for my national team and he's frustrating. And I see him for United and he's frustrating.
Yeah. Again, he when I was talking about I don't need that drubbing at Anfield to go, you're not good enough. That's Bruno. That is Bruno. And that's why I haven't pinpointed and jumped on the bandwagon and said, you're not good enough, you're this and you're that. I'm glad you know as a Portuguese fan that he's frustrating. For where Manchester United want to be, he's not good enough. Simple as that. He's a number 10 whose attributes are all best off the ball. When we start talking about his on-the-ball attributes, people go quiet. Yes, he can play a ball into space when there's space to hit. We've seen it against Arsenal. We've seen it against Leicester recently, where he was very good as well. But I've never seen him receive the ball on the half turn behind the opposition midfield, in front of the midfield defense, like where it's a low block and someone's wrapped into him and he's got a tight space to work in, play a through ball, and it's like, that's not his game. For where Manchester United want to go, he's not good enough. Squad player at best. There's definitely a role for him. I'm not going to go that far. But all this world class, top class, forget about it. Good player, good squad player at best. And when Gary Neville did, it was an MNF, and it was rating the United signings after the Fergie era, and he had it in tiers, and it was green, amber, and red, and he put Bruno in green. And I was like, why is Bruno in green? And it comes back to, I had no idea. And people say, oh, he's led Manchester United. Led us to what? Where is the trophy? You know what I'm saying? Like, put something substantial on the table when you're talking about this guy. And anytime I've debated with anybody about him, they always move the goalposts and start talking about other players. He's just not good enough. And the reason why you don't have to sit and defend a Varane this season is because Varane's been quality. Same with the Martinez, same with the Casemiro, Rashford. Look at his form. Players, like, it's about being consistently good. And that's my issue with Bruno. When we played away in the new camp at Barcelona, he was good. He was arguably our best attacker. He was good. Then the following game, home to Leicester, very good. Arguably man of the match, he was quality. And then people was on my case, well, not on my case, debating him, was like, are you going to give Bruno his props? I said, yes, but continue this good form. Following that, we played Barcelona in the second leg. He was awful at Old Trafford. Gave away the penalty, missed chances, offered nothing. The final against Newcastle, because we won, people weren't talking about it. Dropped another stinker. It's about consistency. When you look at Manchester City and how good they've been, it's because the majority of their core players that they play week in, week out, 9 games out of 10 are performing at a high level. Consistency is what brings you trophies. Consistency is what brings you Premier Leagues and Champions League, but specifically Premier Leagues. When we go back and check great United sides in the past, Arsenal sides, when you look at Manchester City sides, Chelsea sides, look at their core. The core of their team performed at a high level consistently. Bruno is way too inconsistent. Casemiro consistently has been playing well the entire season. Yes, you can pinpoint the game at Anfield where he's awful. Same with Martinez. People have been waiting to cook Martinez. Consistently been good. So has Varane. They are players you can build a title-winning side around. Bruno, not so much. That's just me, though.
No, I hear you with him being a bench player, because one thing I will give Bruno, I feel like he's more effective than Odegaard, bro. That guy, I swear down, that filho da puta, viado da merda, I swear down, is the most frustrating. This guy, bro, I swear down, blood pressure boiling. I'll tell you why, because at least Bruno, will keep trying to thread the ball in the eye of the needle, try to get the attackers in and behind the defense. You get me? He tries to play balls with a purpose. Odegaard, bro, this guy's like window wipers. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in the Dominican party, bro. I'm sick and tired of this guy going side to side. He dropped his stinker, Odegaard, against Everton. He dropped his stinker against Bournemouth, but no one's talking about it. It ain't good enough. Bruno, I tell you what, he ain't got all the attributes that Bernardo Silva has on the ball, keeping the ball, good ball retention, good at accelerating, moving the ball from, dragging it from dribbling with it from defense to the attack and these type of things. But one thing I like about Bruno is he will continuously try to feed Rashford. He'll continue
he's a trial. That is one thing. He is a trial.
You make a run, Bruno will try and find you. And of course, players that play that 10 role, that play risky passes, of course, it's not always going to work. They're trying to do something. They're trying to unlodge that, break away that defense. So it's not always going to work, but at least you're trying. I want people, I like players, that pass with a purpose. I don't care if your XG is on 99 and you keep passing to sidemans like that Partey and passing to Xhaka and them man there. You need to be passing to Saka, Martinelli, them man there at the top. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is why I think, I get why you say that there is a job for Bruno, but maybe he's just not the starter for Man United.
Yeah.
But he tries. He's somebody that if you're losing the game, you put him on, he will still try with all his deficiencies. You know what I'm saying? Where certain man like Odegaard, bro, they piss me off, bro. And we're going to move on to Arsenal because I'm telling you right now, this is the second game, that I'm seeing Arsenal's performance is halftime FC. 45 minutes, bro. 45 minutes. These guys are turning up for as long as it takes you to order some food on Uber Eats. You're talking sadu, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you order food right now on Uber Eats, it's going to take as long as how we perform, bro, to cook the food and deliver it to your yard. That's how long we're performing for. It's not good enough, bro. It's not good enough.
I hear you looking for it.
Second half, bro, and this will catch up with us. You already know. You spoke about consistency. Great Man United sides, I understand. Sometimes you have to show heart and desire, and I'm happy about Arsenal showing heart and desire against Bournemouth. But I don't need to be seeing heart and desire to get us over the line week in, week out now. I don't want it to become now the normality.
You want it to be that. You want it to be a quality thing. You're looking at quality. Like put games to bed. Be 2-3-0 up. And play in bed. Not every single game. Obviously, games when you're not playing well, you want to get through, which is the sign of champions, and I give Arsenal credit. But you're looking for more quality performances. But you are getting to that point in the season where games are going to get ugly. Because not only are you lot under a lot of pressure because you're chasing the league title, you're now playing teams who are like a Bournemouth, battling relegation, where a draw to those relegation sides is like a win. Or you're facing other sides who are chasing top four. Or Manchester City, who you lot have to play, who are hunting you down specifically.
Exactly my point, bro. Look how much possession that we had. Look how much possession we had. We've been doing this at times, and it's frustrating at times. Look how much possession we had against Man United in the first game, and then I'm hearing, because we had all the possession, we deserve to win. Does having more possession equal you deserve to win a game of football?
Facts.
That's some new rule. I don't know about that one. They need to enlighten me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about them one there. We had bare possession against Bournemouth, but they were more cutting, bro. Billing and Solanke, bro. The mixed race, bro. The mixed race Mitrovic is bopping our centre backs, bro. I'm not having it, bro. Flawless, man. Now, these feelings not bro. It's embarrassing, bro. It's billing, bro. Your name's a bill, bro. Nah, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, man. I'm not having it, bro. This is embarrassing, bro. And you know what it is, with Arsenal fans, fans, not everyone here in the chat. Most of these lot in the chat are real ones, and we can talk ball. Yeah, but most Arsenal fans sweep the crap under the rug and say, but we got 3 points. You can't always do that, bro. You need to be assessing what is not working, especially if you keep seeing the same mistakes week in, week out. When you're seeing Zinchenko leaving a massive hole on the left side, because he keeps going introverted, and then Martinelli, you're not getting the best out of Martinelli because already he doesn't have Jesus there linking up with him, and he doesn't have someone overlapping him on the left. That needs to be discussed. When you're seeing Fabio Vieira, this bum couldn't even do it against, what was it, Zurich? These men were 9th in the Swiss league, bro. You know what I'm saying? I swear down, if you go right now, call up the man them on WhatsApp, chat them, tell them, yo, let's kick ball right now. I swear to you right now, the 11 man you call can beat Zurich, bro. And Fabio Vieira, looking like a Portuguese prison break character in Teabag, ain't able to do anything. This guy can't be Portuguese. He's Romanian. There's no way. We're not claiming him. And big up to all the Romanians because I do like Romania. And I do like Romanians. They're very nice people.
Big up all the Romanian watchers as well. I know there's probably someone from Romania.
Big up to you lot, man. You lot ain't ballers. Let's be. Since Haji, I think it was Haji. Since Haji, you lot ain't really had ballers like that. You know what I mean?
Haji, man, took it back. I remember Haji baller. Side note. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not offending you, man. You know what I mean? I'm Angolan and Cape Verdean as well. A lot of times we don't produce the best ballers. So it's not personal. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, bro, this Fabio Vieira, bro, he's dead food, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough.
So that's somewhere you need to improve.
Go on. Talk to me about Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu. Nah, I'm sorry, bro. No. I don't even know where we got this guy. Where did we get him from? K-League? I don't even know where we got him from. I don't care. Send him back, bro. He ain't good enough, bro. But this is the thing with Arsenal fans. Anytime we've got any issues, don't talk about it. Anytime there's players not playing well, you got to get behind him because he's an Arsenal player. Saying the same fans that dissed Ramsdale, but now want to be on board with him. But when I cuss Tomiyasu or I cuss Rob Holding, El Nene, and Nketiah, all these man, you got to get behind him. Okay, so why didn't you get behind Ramsdale? Because under the same logic, you should have been behind him just based off him being an Arsenal player.
No, you're right. Now, I understand where your frustration comes from because you're looking at it going, you want what's best for Arsenal Football Club. So when you see a player in a shirt and you're like, you're not good enough, of course you're going to criticize. And that's fair. And I guarantee this, if he performs well, you'll give such and such credit. You'll give an Nketiah credit if he performs well. A Holding, a Tomiyasu if they're balling out. But then if they perform poorly, you're criticizing. When the people try to say, you're not a true fan. No, perform. You perform poorly, you get criticized. You perform well, you get praised. That's always how it will be, and that's how it will always be. And that's a fair assessment. It's when agendas come into it, where a player is performing poorly, and because you because you like him, you want to defend him. No. That shouldn't work. Same way if you like a player and he's performing poorly, a player is performing well who you don't like. It's like, no, give that man his praise. 100%. It's like McTominay at the start of the season when people are like, why is Casemiro not playing when he first actually joined the club? Because McTominay was in good form. You don't drop a player in good form because then what is the incentive for players in the team to play well? Because it's like, I'm playing well, I'm still not going to keep my place. Then obviously we had the debacle at Manchester City, and then Casemiro's been in ever since. But McTominay, and I'm not a fan of McTominay at all. Not good enough, needs to be sold. But he was performing to a good level. So therefore, he's contributing to my team playing well. I'm for it, play, 100%.
Bro, I'm telling you, these new age fans, back in the playground, they wouldn't last, bro.
They wouldn't last. No, they wouldn't last. They wouldn't last. Nope. Wouldn't last.
We do not have the capacity. I'm telling you, bro. No. This is the thing, bro. Like we got players like Xhaka that hasn't been that great. Yeah, put Zinchenko as a midfielder. He plays that position for his country, and put Tini on the left. Tini will support Martinelli, and Zinchenko can do the job of Xhaka. He's good at going forward. To be honest, he's been the only midfielder that's been more direct. He's more direct than Odegaard. He's more direct than Granit Xhaka at the moment. So just play him, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Still bullshit. You know what? I will give the manager praise because he did change it and he brought on Rhys Nelson that scored, and he did also bring Ben White that scored. So I'm seeing Arteta changing things a lot faster, and that's why I can give praise. You know what I'm saying? Not doing all these 65-minute changes. Like, it don't take 65 minutes, bro. If it ain't working at halftime, change that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Be proactive is what you're saying. Be proactive. No, I hear you, man. Trust me. I hear you. So
but listen,
that's what. Yeah, go on, fam.
Listen, before we wrap up, I mean, what do you expect from Man United now going forward? What's your next game?
Betis, Thursday. Europa League. We're all Betis, and then Southampton on Sunday in the Premier League, and then Betis again. And then the FA Cup quarter against Fulham at home. And then it's international break.
You should be winning all those games, bro.
Absolutely. That should be the aim. And especially because of what's happened at Liverpool, those games were important and big anyway to go and win those 2 trophies. You now owe it to the fans and owe it to yourself and owe it to the football club to now respond and go and beat Betis in that first leg. Go and beat Southampton. Go and beat Betis again, or just get past Betis, which I expect us to do, by the way, and then go beat Fulham. And then we go into international break on a positive note, like, all right, we're coming back. Let's win these 2 trophies, win a treble, finish top 3. Excellent season. And then it's on Ten Hag to remove the players he don't want and bring in the quality that needs to be. And like I said, make an assault on the Premier League. Because I expect bare minimum next season, if we do invest, Qatari owners or not, to go and challenge for the Premier League and be genuinely in the race. Because these players need to get used to that type of pressure. Same way Arsenal now, your players are in that position where title race is different. I'm saying they're now going to be accustomed, and whether you win the league title or you don't, next time around, it happens with these players. They have experience with it. It's like, all right, we've been here before type of thing. And that's how I'm looking at it in regards to it. And then Champions League as well. I just want to be involved in at least get to the quarters. Go win a knockout tie. Go win a knockout tie. Get accustomed again to being in the Champions League, knockout ties, in the Champions League knockout rounds, because the pressure is different. Pressure is completely different. High stakes. That's what I want these man. High stakes under pressure. Either makes diamonds or burst pipes.
That's what I'm saying. Facts, man. See, that's what I'm saying, man. High standards, man. 90s baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
High standards.
Early 90s baby, 100%.
You know what I mean? None of this top four and celebrate twerking outside the mega store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, forget all that nonsense. Top four. People say, "Oh, top four. Yeah, maybe get knocked out the Europa and finish top four." What trophy do you get for top four? And Europa League, you get the same thing. You get into the Champions League, and I believe you also go into pot one as well. So it gives us a potential more favorable draw in the Champions League, which then could allow us to go further. And if you get a favorable draw in the champs, you could end up in a semi-final. You never know. I'm not saying we win it. I don't think we do. But give ourselves the best possible platform to go and succeed in this competition.
Bro, I had a Tottenham fan, Deji, and he always comes on the channel. Man telling me,
shout out Deji. I know. Shout out Deji.
Bro, that's my guy, innit? That's my guy. But this guy always comes up with the argument of top four or FA Cup. I said, bro, don't talk to me about top four, bro. I've had how many years with Arsene Wenger top four? What time did we ever take it serious? It's all good getting Champions League, yeah? But if you're not going to go serious and your club ain't going to be serious about actually competing for it, you're just making up the numbers. And these owners are just pocketing the money and they don't give a shit about nothing, bro. They get into the quarterfinals, knocked out. Quarterfinals, knocked out. But they're receiving their money. They don't give a crap. Yeah, so I'd rather go get an FA Cup because the FA Cup, like you said before, goes in the history books. Yeah, you might not
win a trophy.
A trophy is a trophy, and it still goes down. Do you know what I'm saying? People want to clown trophies, but that's the whole reason why you play football in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, scrap competitions. We just have one competition. Everyone plays. It doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying?
You spin. 100%.
So at the end of the day, when he's talking to me about top four, I was like, your club had Champions League football with Poch? Did your owners actually put you in a position to get to the final, or did your manager? Exactly. You spin. So it's irrelevant because after that one, you would never return there because the owners don't have the ambition. I've seen my club, after we lost to Barcelona, that time we got to the Champions League final, we never returned, but we kept getting Champions League football. Did we even go out there and buy Champions League level players? No, that's another myth. Oh, when you're going to get Champions League level footballers. In the years that we had Champions League with Arsene Wenger, we'd always get players like Arshavin, players like Shamak, players like all these players, bro. You know what I'm saying? That we didn't really go and get ready-made players. Also, don't really buy ready-made players. Okay, you could say Ozil is about one that was already made at Real Madrid. Cool, he already had his reputation already. Cool. Other than that, who else, man? With a bench guy really for Barcelona. Do you know what I'm saying? We made him into what he was. Do you know what I mean? Van Persie. How long was he here getting injured? We created him to be what he was and then done what he done at Man United. We didn't buy him as the Van Persie that he was.
Yeah. You lot developed him. And that's what it is with the Champions League. You said it there. You're not saying you want your team to necessarily be in it and be favorites, but those don't be also rants, making up the numbers. Worst case scenario, I want my team to be a dark horse in it. Worst case. So you go, all right, here's the 5, PSG, Bayern, City, whoever else you want to put in. 6, 7. Oh, yeah, maybe Manchester United with a favorable draw can do something. That's how I'm looking at it. It's exactly how I'm looking at it.
What's this it? I understand we all think we all have the answers, bro, but watching football is way easier than when you're out there doing it. Well, I don't need to do it. I look at clubs like Bayern Munich, I look at clubs like Real Madrid, and I see what they're doing, bro. In any line of business, you just look at who's the leaders and who's winning and what are they doing, and you replicate. It's literally that simple.
And to that as well, when he says I've said this before, I say this again. I admit I get more things wrong than I get right. I'm just a fan giving my opinion. But again, I'll go back to a previous comment I made. The people we are talking about are paid extremely well to do their job. So if you are paid thousands of pounds and you're at the top bracket salary-wise, we are going to be critical. We are going to scrutinize because you are compensated extremely well to do an extremely tough job. There's a reason I'm here talking on platforms on here because I'm not qualified to do what they do. I admit that. I'm definitely not qualified. Otherwise, I'd be doing it. I'm just giving my opinion as a fan. But I will criticize the people who are made millionaires of this. If you are paid top dollar, top pound, top euro, whatever currency you want to use to do your job, you better be doing it at a high level. And the people at Manchester United and Arsenal, in terms of boards, haven't been. They haven't been.
But flawless, bro. The thing is, people actually hold other industries to higher regard than football. Do you go to a mechanic, pay your money, and then your car's still not turning on? Would you say, oh, well, it's harder to be a mechanic, so I can't say nothing to my guy because it's hard to be a mechanic?
Beautiful analogy. That is a beautiful analogy. Same way if you go to a restaurant and you pay, I would never do this, £150 for a steak, and that steak's undercooked. Are you going to say, well, I'm not a 5-star chef at a 5-star restaurant? You're going to be like, no, this steak is not it. I've just paid £150 for it. It's not right. And that's how I'm looking at it as a football club. The entire board at Manchester United, Arsenal, you are all paid handsomely well, extremely well to do whatever. And if you're not good enough at your job, bro, you need to be moved on. Simple as that. Simple as that.
There we go. We can't go into work tomorrow and give 50%. You know what I'm saying? So why can these men give 50%?
I go one step further. You lot all support Northside here. He gives you lot content for free. You lot come to this channel expecting a certain level. And if Northside drops below that certain level, either you lot will complain in the comments, and rightfully so, or just leave. What's the difference? I'm saying that you lot, this is free. You lot ain't even paying Northside to do this. It's free, and there is an expectation, rah. When I go to Northside's channel, I'm going to get a certain level of live stream. I'm going to get a certain level of footballing knowledge and intellect and discussion and debate. If he falls below that, you lot are going to be on his case. You lot are going to be on his case 100%. And I'm not saying you're wrong. It's rightfully so. As consumers, you should be. So why can we not take that one step further at the people at the top end of the field who are paid, like I said, they get taxed more than we will ever make. You know what I'm saying? These men get taxed more. They're in a completely different tax bracket. So yeah, do your job, because if you perform well, you'll get praised.
The last thing we're going to end it on is the last question to you. What do you think the punishment should be? Because Man United, the biggest club in England, arguably the biggest club in the world. I still think it's Real Madrid, but I think it's very tight.
Yeah, that's good.
I think it's very, very tight just because they got the amount of Champions League that they got.
Yeah.
But Man United, I mean, arguably are the biggest club in the world. The standards have to be high. Absolutely. Players like Bruno, allegedly trying to come off. Players like Luke Shaw that are constant culprits of embarrassing performance of Man United. He's been part of multiple teams that have put embarrassing performances. What do you think the punishment should be for these players? How do you think Ten Hag should address this defeat?
Well, reports came out in saying that Ten Hag stated to the players if they perform like that, they'd be on the under 21s. Personally, what I do, training, wherever the training is, double training, triple training, 110%, forced to watch the match at least a couple times. I'm saying in depth that this does not happen again, and what was supposed to and what's not, this is just not going to happen again. There's a certain way we lose. That's what it is. Also dropped as well. If he dropped the whole 11 for Betis and the whole 11 again for Southampton, I'd have no issues with that. That's the repercussions I'm looking at. Drop some of these, man. You can't drop them all because we don't really have an 11. But if I seen an entirely different 11 come Thursday, I go, you know what? That's fair. I'd fully understand that. But I trust Ten Hag to do that.
Even if you lost with the whole Vamp squad,
even if we lost, I'd be like, fair, because that would be worse for them, man. Because them man be like, right, if we was out there, we probably win. We've now made the situation worse. We cannot do this. Like it hurt, the defeat would hurt. I think that defeat would probably hurt them worse, being sat on the bench and we lose to Betis. I'm saying, so yeah, if we bench the whole team, I would have no issue with that. Would I personally do that if we had a better squad? Yes, but I'm at least expecting 5-6 changes. And I want to, hopefully he did this. What he did after Brentford, however much more they ran than us, how true this is, I don't know. They ran that. And supposedly this was the least we ran in a game since Brentford. So I hope he had them man in running. Extra training, the whole 9. And even if we win, it's not forgotten. Same mentality till the international break. But like forgiveness has to be there, but they have to show it. Don't tell me how sorry you are. Show me. Performances. Even if we lose to Betis, perform. That should never happen again, just giving up. No. With the Bruno coming off thing, I'm not sure if he asked. I don't know. There's conflicting reports, so I'm not too sure about that. But if he did, that's terrible. But he still needs to do better anyway outside of that. 100%.
No, 100%. I mean, you remember when you lot smoked us 8-2? Yeah, when I saw that 7-0, I looked at my cousin. I said, "It's taken a while. It's taken a couple of years, but football's a humbler."
Football's a humbler, man. It is. Football's a humbler. That's why it's like, yo, anyone can get stuck. This is why I run bants and jokes immediately after one, whether it's Arsenal, Chelsea. I run because I know football goes in circles. Everyone gonna get there. Everybody gonna get there.
You got to enjoy. Do you know what I say? You got to inject it in your veins. When your club's there, you just inject it, bro, because you never know, bro.
You never know when it's facts.
But listen, people, make sure you don't be a filled up with. Let me get this Chanel out again. Like and subscribe, caramba. Don't be a viado. Like and subscribe to Flawless. The link is in the title of the video. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe as well to the channel. We'll appreciate it whether you like it, dislike it, whatever. It helps the algorithm for both channels. Like and subscribe to both. Dislike the video. Doesn't really matter. It helps us with the algorithm. Put 100 comments in. It doesn't really matter. Just help the man them. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the more content, the better. And we're all different. And that's one thing I love about YouTube. Everyone brings a different vibe. But this is what I'm saying, man. Go support Flawless, man. Because ever since I've seen you, bro, I saw you with rants and all that. I was like, no, this guy, that was bull, bro.
Appreciate it. Love, man. And big up for having me as well. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Come on, anytime.
Appreciate it.
But listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe. And Arsenal have got Sporting Lisbon on Thursday. Better slap them because they are my rivals when it comes to Benfica. So let's make an example.
Oh, you got extra sauce on that. Okay, fairs.
You know what I mean? So there's a couple men already on the WhatsApp here. Andre, I'm looking at you. Don't go anywhere. I'm telling you, when you lot get smoked, I'm driving to your yard. You know, after I do my match reaction, I'm driving to your yard. And you better let me in as well, yeah? I'm driving to your yard. I don't care if it's far. I know you live in Windsor. I don't know what you're doing over there because there's definitely no blacks around there. There's definitely no Portuguese around there. But it is what it is. I'll drive down. I'll top up the petrol. You know what I mean? It's worth it, yeah? Every penny is worth it just to come cook you, yeah? But it is what it is, people. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe to Flawless. And without further ado, we're out. Safe.
Big up.